I've also got a brand new track bar. I replaced the bushings in my old one, but it never felt quite right. And the bushings went in a little too easy. Because it was only the bushing part. It was something by Moog, and well, I just never really was satisfied with it. So I just went and bought a new track bar. I've had it now for about a year and been driving this thing until I put the lift kit on it, and then I got this weird scuffing sound coming from the front, which in turn has sent me to go in, okay, put in a drop bracket and replace the track bar. Coming back. Okay, getting out the track bar is pretty straightforward. There's one bolt right there. Take it out. This is it. Pretty sure that's a 15 millimeter. There's one bolt right there. But the back side of it, you got a nut. Take the nut off, and then you have this. So don't go sticking your fingers up on the back side and hitting it with an impact. You might lop a finger off. And that's an 18 millimeter nut that comes off of that. This bracket did not go in the way I thought it would. It goes in on the outside of the frame, and as you can see, it will come up and into here, drop down to here, and it's attached to the motor mount bolts. So I don't know that you have to support the engine, but I'm going to guess you do. I can't get enough light here. See, I only see one bolt in there holding that on this side. Unless there's something clear up on the top. And I only see one bolt holding it on the back side. So I am going to support the engine, excuse me, as I rattle things all over here, with a 2x4 right there on the motor mount, just to lift up this corner of the engine as I take out the bolts there and there. One's right behind the spring, the other one's right there. I would say if you're putting a lift kit in, put this in first, then put in your spring and your spacers. Okay, I will be back. Okay, the bolt that I just took out from the motor mount, go through the frame, is this. And this is the bolt that they give you. You can see it's quite a little bit longer. Not a lot longer, but just a little bit longer. But that's about what you need with the bracket. And then they give you a nylon lock nut to put on the back side. So, I've got the first bolt out. I'm going to very cautiously take out the second bolt. They're both they're 15 millimeter. So, I will go to that. Again, I'm not going to bother to video it because, well, there's no place for me to get the camera to where you can see and I can see, because that bolt is behind the spring. So, I will be back. Okay. I'm back just a hair sooner than what I was going to come back, but I thought I would show you where the bolt's at. It's right, see it right there? Right between the coils. Wonderful spot. But I think I can just fit a socket on it. I've got the engine setting up. You'll see that there's only just room for a 2x4 to fit in there. And it's fitting between the drag link or relay rod, whatever you want to call it, and the housing on the front diff, and hitting the bottom of the motor mount. So again, I will bring you back because, like I said, I can't see and you see, and so you'll see when I'm done. Okay, I'm back. I got 2 bolts in. They're snug down, but they're not tight. And right there, I'm sure you can see that little hole. Right there. Sorry. That is up and inside. I don't know if you're supposed to put a bolt in there or not, because there's no way to get to the nut. Maybe from the bottom, but if you do, you're going to have to drill it out. They did give you a bolt that will fit that hole, but drilling that out is going to be a booger. So I may just, oh, I shouldn't, but I may just leave it. It's not like this thing goes four-wheeling. I'll probably break down and drill it out. I've got all the hardware, might as well just install it. So, be forewarned, if you don't get instructions, you will have to drill out a hole right there. And that's right where the bolt comes in that goes across for the original bar, track bar, and the hook in, and then now it's lowered down here. And there just went my light. So, that's it for now. I'll bring you back in a little bit. Okay, I'm going to strongly recommend, before you put the 2 bolts in the pair, to make sure you got that bolt. I'm going to start cussing here in a minute. Right there in. That used to hold your track bar. That'd be such a bad thing to put that down there. Probably not, but it doesn't have anything to come up to and hit. And you guys can't see what I'm doing at all. This was the problem before, and why I haven't been videoing all this, because I can't get the camera where I can see and you can see and everybody's happy. That is so close. And that is so solid. have no plans of taking this back out. If the shock was out of the way, I'd have a goodly amount of room to swing. But I don't. I just cut that tab off there. Here we go. I know what else I can do. Get my hair hammer out here and just give it a tap. Oh, so much fun. There. Through the first side. And it just went through the other side. Yay! Just stick the nut on that. Now I can tighten down these two upper bolts, which I brought out a second ratchet. I'm not going to pull them down tight, just going to snug. That one's kind of jammed in the spring. That's why I brought a second ratchet. And we'll see if we can drill this out. Okay, camera definitely not going to work there. Sorry guys. Of course, my battery's dead. That just figures. Okay. 30-minute break. Okay, I'm going to call this a video. What I had to go through to get that bolt in was absolutely ridiculous. Had to reach in over the top just to get it to start threading. Then I had to come in through the side over here, which, let me see if I can get down here. Okay. And right through this little hole is where I had to go to get to the bolt. You can just see the shiny nut right there. Well, maybe you can. And you can see my problem right now with this is I got to get the track bar, the axle and shit to all move to the passenger side, which isn't that big of a deal, except for I'm tired and I'm hungry and I'm getting hangry, and a hangry man is not a happy man. But it's in. That last bolt, tighten that bolt down, tighten the bolt down on the opposite end, put the wheel back on, and set this thing on the ground, and I'm done with it. I did not need to support the motor mount because there's two bolts up at the top, sitting on the top of the frame. So that took care of that. Oh, I've got those nuts right there. Right there, and then there's another one right over here I need to tighten up. Sorry for the terrible lighting, but you know, that's life right now when you're dealing with a hangry man. But either way, I'll probably hook a ratchet strap to it or something, or put a come along on it and pull the axle over, get it back where it's supposed to be, and hopefully that will get rid of my noise and I won't have any. One thing I'm worried about is the spring hitting that bracket now, because as you can see, it seems awful close, but everything's hanging down right now. But I think the spring is setting off its spot anyway and sitting in. So something else for me to check that may not have gone back together right the first time. So, aren't I lucky I got up underneath here? Yes, sirree, Bob. Alright, this is it. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a dozen. When you find things like that, fix them. Don't just skip past it and go on your way. Talk to you later. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Bye.